on to the next question. You're going to do the full 20, huh? What's going on, YouTube, and welcome back to another video, man. This is a kind of a rare one for me because I don't really do a lot of vlogs on this channel. I wouldn't even say this is really a vlog, you know what I'm saying? Because it's more like a, you know, this is what happened, and then it's also my 4-year anniversary, so I'm gonna be having a Q&A at the end. So let's just explain what happened, right? So I was the top plane captain of the year, and that allowed me to get a backseat ride in a jet, which is so fire, right? So fire. It's just gonna be a small, simple flight for you guys. You'll see how everything kind of works in a sense, but lo and behold, this was one of the best experiences of my life. I am not an advocate for the military or anything like that. I just want to be able to show you guys what I have been going through in my military career, so that if you do decide to join, this may, you know, lean you this way or that way. However, like I said, for, you know, security purposes, I had to make sure that things in this were, you know, I did this back in December, so I had to wait a little while, make sure, and I've been moving all over the place then. From January to now, I've been traveling all over the place, right? So I don't want to hold up too much more of your time. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe if you're new here, man. Come and see me on Twitch too, bro. Come and see me on Twitch. Like, you can come and talk to me about my military career and ask me questions about stuff like that. And I'm an open book when it comes to things like that. So at the end of this video, we will be doing a Q&A, so stick around for that. And I love y'all, man. man, I hope y'all enjoyed that. It was one of the best experiences of my life so far, and I'm glad I was able to capture that because, you know, it's not something people get to do once in a lifetime. Now, I have questions here because I asked about, you know, this is my 4th year in the Navy, Mark, a couple months ago, about February. So I posted this on my Instagram, and I asked the people things that are on their mind. So I'm just going to read these questions off, and I'm going to answer them as we go. The first question was advice for someone considering joining. Advice for someone considering joining. If you're considering joining it, look at the different branches and see what's a couple things that you want to look at as far as the branches, like Army to Marines and Marines to Navy, Navy to Air Force, and then Coast Guard, Space Force, etc., etc. Right? So we're basically going to be talking about the top 4 here, which is Army, Navy, Marine, Air Force, right? I feel like if you want a more lax experience, I'm not saying the Air Force is lax, I'm not saying that, but if you want something where you can just, it won't be as gruesome on you, agonizing on you, I would say go to the Air Force. And that's not to knock anybody in the Air Force and things of that nature. I just know how, whenever I meet somebody from the Air Force, they always tell me I need to get out of the Navy and go to the Air Force, right? If you want to travel a lot, join the Navy. You can do either sea duty, shore duty. Sea duty is when you're going out on deployments. It depends on the deployment rotation for whatever you're assigned to. But you'll be traveling a lot and things of that nature. But once again, the work is agonizing. The work is it's about as blue collar as a blue collar job. Get your hands in there and you're gonna do a lot of things. You just be on your hands and knees a lot. No diddy. Yeah, man, it's just a lot in the Navy that, you know, you can be on the ship, you can be attached to a squadron, you can go anywhere in the world. Literally, you can be assigned anywhere in the world. And my tip is make sure you score high on your ASVAB. The ASVAB is the test that allows you to scale where you're going to be placed as far as jobs. So make sure you score as high as you can on the ASVAB so you have more options to select from, right? That's the whole purpose of the ASVAB. So score high on the ASVAB. Another piece of advice for somebody I consider joining, like I said, always look into the options, right? And then comparing, like Navy is going to be your, Navy and Air Force are going to be your real travel heavy special forces. And then you have Marines and then the Army. Okay, so the best way I can describe this is like this. Say if we're at war. Okay, so if we're at war, you're going to see the Navy seabound. Right? The Navy's going to deploy their aircraft carriers. They're going to be seabound, and they're going to do what they do out in the sea. Right? The first slice of people that go into war, I personally would say, are Marines, because the Marines are the tactical cut. Like, imagine a surgeon. Like, you want somebody that's going to be precise, get the job done, and get up out of there. The Marines are that. That's the Marines. You want to send somebody in there that's going to go in there and get the motherfucking job done. And then, you know what I'm saying, get the fuck out of there. Go kill a high value target, something like that. You know what I'm saying? The Army comes in after the Marines, right? The Army comes in after the Marines. They're going to hold the positions. They're going to, you know, bring in reinforcements and things of that nature. So think about it like that. The Navy's going to be seabound, and then the Air Force is going to be supporting from wherever like their bases are and things of that nature, right? So they'll send aircraft and things in to support and do a whole bunch of shit in there. Because them motherfuckers don't, oh my God, the amount of aircraft you see in the Air Force is second to none, man. It's just crazy. Stealth bombers and all that stuff, man. All that stuff. You see all that stuff. Even the what's the one aircraft that you see in like Call of Duty, which is like the strafe run, like that motherfucker. Yeah, I forget what it's called. But you know what I'm talking about. One with them motherfuckers that if you hear it, you're good. If you don't hit a bullet, you're dead. So that's the basic way to describe it. Yeah, man, that's the base. So choose your branch. Choose your branch, right? That look into the branch, and you don't have to go active duty. They have reserves in the Navy. I know they have full-time support, which is like active duty, but you'll probably never deploy. And yeah, on to the next question. You're gonna do the full 20, huh?
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man? Fuck no, baby.
Fuck no, baby. No, that's not my plan. My plan is not to stay in for the full 20 years because the job that I have transitions really well back into the civilian sector. and I have a lot of opportunities because of the job that I do have. You see what I'm saying? I didn't join the Navy to make it a full-time career. I'm thankful for the experiences, right? I might finish my contract out doing another 3 on the shore duty side where I won't have to deploy anything like that, because how my contract works is I have 5 years active duty and then I have 3 years inactive. So instead of them calling upon me to go anywhere, I say, why don't I take advantage of the last 3 years and select where I want to go so I won't even have to worry about it. You see what I'm saying? So my plan is to get out after 8, more than likely. If not, getting out after this contract. It's still up in the air. Once I see the orders, you know what I'm saying, for where I can go, because it's going to be my shore duty, we'll see what happens. So next question. What are the possible benefits of joining? I know there's tons, so maybe just the main big one. It depends on how far you go in your military career. Like, of course, at the 20-year mark, when you retire, you get the pension, which is, I don't know, let's say it's like $3 to $5K a month if you're just enlisted. I don't know what it is for officers because I'm not an officer. I'm an enlisted personnel, so I'm not going to speak too much on it. But the pension is probably the biggest thing for people who want to just get out and find a job, retire, and not have to worry about too much anymore. 20-year mark, but that's a long, arduous 20 years. You know what I'm saying? So take that. I think the biggest benefit for me personally would be the VA home loan and all the different benefits like veteran discounts and things of that nature that come along with it. The GI Bill, which helps you get through college, you know what I'm saying? Plus tuition assistance while you're still in. It's a lot of benefits, right? Especially if you want to go to college. Like me personally, I'm going back to get my doctorate in psychology. So that GI Bill is definitely going to help out. You see what I'm saying? So these are the things that, you know, when you consider joining, think about the benefits, because you have to get through the 3 to 5 year contract. It might even be more. You might have a 6-year contract if you're enlisted. If you're an officer, you got to do 10, I believe. If you're a commissioned officer, I think you have to do 10. But yeah, man, that's just some of the things you want to consider. What has the military instilled in you? A lot, man, a lot. I remember, like, in the environment that I was, it wasn't really healthy. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. It wasn't very healthy. I wasn't doing anything with my life. I was just going to work, smoking all day, playing 2K, watch, rinse, repeat. Like, it wasn't a healthy process. There was no productivity anywhere. And by getting out of that environment, I kind of joined at the right time because it was right before COVID hit. So a lot of people were losing their jobs because of COVID and things of that nature, where I was more secure by being in the military. So that was like the first thing, was just like the secureness of a job, because the military will always take you back, especially if you got good shit. You know what I'm saying? If you're hot shit. Yeah, the military has instilled a lot of me. Leadership qualities, discipline, structure, routine, things like that. Being able to have exceptional level of emotional intelligence, not reacting to a lot of shit anymore. I think the word I'm looking for is poise. I think poise is probably the biggest word for me, because I don't react to a lot of shit no more. It's just more like I have other shit to focus on, so why sweat this little thing? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm focused on my future by being in the present moment. I'm working on creating a great future by having a great present moment. You see what I'm saying? I'm always focused on being present-minded, because the habits that I instill in myself now will result in what my future looks like. So whenever I deal with people and they have this lack of emotional intelligence and they get all emotionally riled up, it's easier for me to be able to detach myself feelings-wise and look at it from a fully objective and like holistic standpoint, if that makes sense. It's a lot more mental things, mentally, spiritually, physically. I mean, obviously, physically, I'm in the gym now. I was already in the gym before, but I've made it more of an, you know what I'm saying, I've elevated the amount of gym time that I do have, because there's a lot of free time in the Navy when you are not deployed. So distilling routines, getting your habits together is the biggest thing, for real. But yeah, man, yeah, for sure. Would you do it again, or would you choose a different career path? I would probably go to the Air Force just to see what it's like. I don't want to go to the Army. I don't want to go to the Marines. That's for people who really want to get into the nitty-gritty. I personally don't want to do that. This is not my cup of tea. But shout out to the people that do, who are out here really on the front lines defending a great nation. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. And thank you for your service from another serviceman. Right? Let me think. Yeah, I'll probably go to the Air Force just to see what it's like, because I can go to different countries, You know what I'm saying? Like, even if we do deploy, it's gonna be in some country like Spain or wherever the fuck, right? And you know I want to go to Spain because you know how I feel about my Hispanic women. Oh my gosh. Oh, let me add this too. When it comes to what are some of the benefits of joining in the Navy, at least traveling. Oh my gosh. Like, I would never have thought that I would have been to Thailand, Singapore, Guam, South Korea, Hawaii. Yeah. Those countries, and Japan. I don't know if I said Japan, but oh my gosh, I love every single country that I've been to so far. And even in the States, like, I never really traveled outside of GA, Tennessee, and Alabama, so right in the South. I have now been to Florida, Chicago, Virginia, Washington, D.C., Cali, Nevada, Vegas, Seattle. Like, I've been around the country a lot, so it's allowed me to experience a lot of things and look at not only other cultures differently, but how they reflect on the United States American culture in the West versus the Eastern culture of like the Asiatic regions. I personally am a big fan of the Asiatic regions, so you know, different things that interest you, especially when you travel, will start to come out as you travel. That's the biggest thing, right? For me personally, that's how I feel. That's the big benefit of, one of the benefits. Next question was, what made you want to join? I think I stated this earlier. It's just wanting to get out of the same cycle, getting out of the environment, and to push myself to be better. When I was in boot camp, my mom sent me a quote by Confucius. Okay, so this is how the quote goes. The will to win, the desire to succeed, the urge to reach your full potential. These are the keys that will unlock the door to personal excellence. And I remember I was in the middle of boot camp and I haven't heard from my mom in like 3 weeks, and finally this letter came in and she sent me this quote. And I have lived by this quote since then. The will to win, the desire to succeed, the urge to reach your full potential. These are the keys that will unlock the door to personal excellence. So every choice, every thought that you allow to manifest into a choice will ultimately have a decision on your brand of excellence, right? By always wanting to win and be a better version of yourself, always wanting to succeed by understanding what failure is, because you can't succeed unless you understand failure, and being comfortable failing. That's a major key. And an urge to reach your full potential, because I feel as though in life, we're meant to evolve as humans, right? Some people don't agree with that. Some people agree that we're just here to love. And I think love helps with evolution, but at the ultimate, we're here to evolve and continue to grow and evolve, right? So I think that's the biggest thing for me, is just wanting to be a better version of myself than I was yesterday, the week before that, the month before that, the years before that, right? And as I am now, I'm truly, truly thankful that I did join. I'm not saying that I'm staying in here now, okay? I'm not staying in here, but you see what I'm saying? Like, I'm exponentially times better than I was before I joined. And I'm thankful to the Navy for that, right? All right, so the next thing would be, the next question, favorite place you've been to while in the Navy and why? This is a hard one because I've been around the country a lot, and I still want to say Japan and Guam would be my two favorites. Japan and Guam. Guam just for the scenery, the beaches. I still have a Guam vlog that I haven't even dropped, right? I don't know why I've been sitting on it. Expect it soon. Now that I'm thinking about it, expect the Guam vlog soon. It's more like me talking to y'all, and then it's going to be a combination of Guam and Hawaii, right? Expect that vlog coming soon. Yeah, Japan. I would say Japan over Guam just because of the culture, the way that the Japanese people are. Very, very beautiful people, very beautiful in spirit. And that's a big thing for me personally. Beautiful in spirits, beautiful in their religions, beautiful in the way that they, like, their morals, their ethics, their virtues. These things are what really attract me in a person, in somebody's character. So seeing that, I didn't experience racism at any point. I heard there's stories of people experiencing racism from families in Japan, but that's not my experience. So it might be somebody else who has experienced that, but not in my experience. I had fun. The food is phenomenal. The ramen is absolutely what you expect it to be. I had ramen like 4 or 5 times while I was there. I had the udon noodles, the skinny noodles, all that. I had it all. And now that I've had it, I don't even want to pack on my Ruchan anymore. Because it's like, I'm spoiled. Okay. Japan, like I got the straw hat from Japan. I got like kimonos and shit like that. Just enjoying the culture. So it's just Japan, being an anime fan as well. All of this stuff stacks on top of each other. Japan was my favorite place. And for my ladies, it is one of the safest places on the planet compared to America. That's all I'm gonna say, right? I know there's still like a whole bunch of SA culture out there, but I personally, as a black man, felt safe being out of Japan. Now, as for my women, you have to ask somebody else how they feel about Japan. But for me personally, I was very safe in Japan. I didn't really care. I was in a sense of trying to navigate where I was going. It was pretty easy for me because, you know, they also catered to the English crowd. Some of them do speak English. So it was a culmination of a lot. You know what I'm saying? The last question for this vlog. What are some rules that most people don't know about? Dress code, earrings, uniform, all that stuff, right? I think the most annoying thing about the military for me personally is like the vacation process. I hate routing for vacation, i.e. leave. So when I say leave, I mean vacation. Okay, the process for routing leave is so dumb because you basically have to say, I have to go through like 7 people in order to go home. So annoying. Like, I understand when we're going through deployment and you guys need us here as assets, but when we're not there, catering to asking people like, can I go home? Can I go home? Can I go home? Like routing it up, it's so annoying because they don't really explain this to you how you're supposed to do it, right? And let me think. What else? I think that's pretty much it. Just the routing process is bad, and then sometimes when you be at work and you be around people, a lot of people associate being coworkers as friends. Like, I personally am a very introverted person. I'm not on camera. Like, I'm chilling, I'm vibing, having a great time. Very introverted. But when I do go out, I can be extroverted, right? For a limited time. Social battery goes down immediately. But back to the question, just dress code, what you can and can't do. Like, of course, you can only travel 200 miles away from your assigned duty station when you're not on a leave status, on a vacation status. So, you know, got to keep that in mind. You can't just go to the next state and then be there the entire weekend without having proper permission. You are an asset to the government, so you have to keep that in perspective. Yeah, man, I think that's pretty much it, for real. The military is a great place for somebody who wants to just build a foundation for themselves or even make it a career. Right? Even making it a career. I want to keep it real and honest with you guys. There's always going to be some bullshit in whatever job you go, whether it's from toxic leadership to dealing with annoying coworkers to having to do things on the military's time is a big thing, because it's a lot of times, like even as a content creator, it would be moments where I can't do content because I'm on the military's time for real, and I gotta go and do some stuff. So that's like some of the most annoying parts. And then also the last thing is by following the civilian laws, just call me. In the regular life, the civilian life is what we like to call it. You have to follow just the government's laws. Whereas the military, you don't follow just the governmental federal laws. You also follow under the code known as the UCMJ, which is a military law and code order. So if you violate any certain orders or things like that, they literally have an article that will follow that, and you can go to not only federal court, but you can go to military court and be tried twice. So, you know what I'm saying? That's why, you know what I'm saying? These are the things that you really got to pay attention to before you join. But it's the small experiences, making the real friends in the Navy, going different places, going through the same suffering, like being deployed together. It's a lot of things that you go through that will build lifelong bonds with people. I can call on somebody right now, and even if I was down, I'd be like, bro, you got a place to stay? They'd be like, bro, get over here. I got you. We'll get you back on your feet. It's just those type of relationships is probably harder to find, I would say, in the civilian life we go through. But it's not like it's every day 24/7 like it is on deployment, where you guys all together. You have to see each other every day 24/7, and you sleep together, you shit next to each other, all these things, right? So thank you to my community. I hope you guys enjoyed my 500th video special. Wow, 500 years, jeez, 500 videos, and we're almost at 500 subs. So if you got a friend, make sure you share this. Somebody who's trying to join into the military, show them this. You know what I'm saying? Like, thank you all for coming in, tapping into this video. I love you guys. I'll see you guys next time. And make sure you tell somebody you love them today, because you never know what's going to happen in life. So share that love, share that energy. Peace, prosperity, and power, mind, body, and soul. Death before dishonor. Speaking the truth, keeping the faith, and holding it the fuck down, man. I'll see y'all next time.